The most important conversations you'll ever have are the ones you'll have with yourself. There is no more time to waste. Hours and days evaporate like creeks in the desert. That's why it's okay to be cruel to yourself as long as you realize you're doing it to become better. Most wars are won or lost in our own heads. Denial is the ultimate comfort zone. Breaking the shackles and stretching beyond our own perceived limits takes hard work, oftentimes physical work, and when you put yourself on the line, self-doubt and pain will greet you with a stinging combination that will buckle your knees. My happiness is my reflection on the suffering during my journey and knowing that I never quit, nor was I guided by anybody on this earth. The Buddha famously said that life is suffering. I'm not a Buddhist, but I know what he meant, and so do you. To exist in this world, we must contend with humiliation, broken dreams, sadness, and loss. That's just nature. Most of us sweep our failures and evil secrets under the rug, but when we run into problems, that rug gets lifted up, and our darkness ray emerges, floods our soul, and influences the decisions which determine our character. It takes great strength to be vulnerable enough to put your ass on the line, in public, and work toward a dream that feels like it's slipping away. If you want to master the mind and remove your governor, you'll have to become addicted to hard work, because passion and obsession, even talent, are only useful tools if you have the work ethic to back them up. Always be ready to adjust, recalibrate, and stay after it to become better, somehow. Be more than motivated, be more than driven. Become literally obsessed to the point where people think you're nuts. You must recognize what you are about to do, highlight what you do not like about it, and spend time visualizing each and every obstacle you can. We all need small sparks, small accomplishments in our lives to fuel the big ones. Think of your small accomplishments as kindling. When you want a bonfire, you don't start by lighting a big log. You collect some witch's hair, a small pile of hay or some dry, dead grass. You light that, and then add small sticks and bigger sticks before you feed your tree stump into the blaze. Because it's the small sparks, which start small fires, that eventually build enough heat to burn the whole forest down. You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential. We can't control all the variables in our lives. It's about what we do with opportunities revoked or presented to us that determine how a story ends. A lot of us surround ourselves with people who speak to our desire for comfort. People who would rather treat the pain of our wounds and prevent further injury than help us callous over them and try again. We need to surround ourselves with people who will tell us what we need to hear, not what we want to hear, but at the same time not make us feel we're up against the impossible. The ticket to victory often comes down to bringing your very best when you feel your worst. Human beings change through study, habit, and stories. When you're driven, whatever is in front of you, whether it's racism, sexism, injuries, divorce, depression, obesity, tragedy, or poverty, becomes fuel for your metamorphosis. In every failure there is something to be gained, even if it's only practice for the next test you'll have to take. Because that next test is coming. That's a guarantee. From the time you take your first breath, you become eligible to die. You also become eligible to find your greatness and become the one warrior. Never let people who choose the path of least resistance steer you away from your chosen path of most resistance. Pain unlocks a secret doorway in the mind, one that leads to both peak performance and beautiful silence.